So the first question I have for you is how'd you become interested in pursuing critical media studies?
Well, I went to ATEC after I was looking at um, doing coding originally, so computer science and stuff like that. But I wanted to go into more of a creative field. And I started off in design and production, and that was great and all, but critical media studies really offered me a way to analyze media in a different way. And I was still able to take like my gaming courses, and I was still able to look at like other stuff within design and production. But critical media studies was really like what I wanted to do. And it helps, be able to be a better like story writer and take that critical look at media. And I enjoy media so much and so many different ways, from infrastructure and social media and things like that, and just the way people look at media. So it's definitely been an enlightening experience doing critical media studies at ATEC.
And thank you for sharing all that as well. I can definitely see how that influences what you do because you do stream on Twitch
Yep.
and you have a great following as well. Had to make sure to mention that in the interview as well. And
Yes.
so, and also, so I know you talked about it a little bit, but just to further expand on it, how has your time as an ATEC student helped you out with pursuing your goal of working in critical media studies?
So being in ATEC and critical media studies has really changed a lot for me. There are some courses that have just kind of opened my eyes to the world of media a lot more. One thing, going into critical media studies, I never thought of myself as a feminist or anything like that. But now going into my senior semester, in my capstone project, I am, working on feminist theory and philosophies and things like that. So, definitely using what I've learned throughout my entire ATEC career. Also, the professors have been absolutely amazing, and everything that I've learned so far, I can take and use with me, not only in the gaming world, but in streaming and just in life in general. But there is so much, it's such an umbrella being in ATEC. Like there's just so many job opportunities and so much out there. It's kind of, what is your niche? And that's what I've really loved about ATEC and what it's been able to provide for me. So, yep.
And I look forward to seeing your capstone. Just want to throw
Yes.
that out there. And also too, but you make a good point about ATEC as far as there's so much you can do, which is why it's a good major to choose, honestly. And so for you, to the best that you can answer, what are your career plans after you graduate?
So I actually took a CMS lab last semester, and I never thought of myself as like the audio person or like somebody who's like voice doing like voice stuff. But like as I've continued down my path of like streaming and things like that, and like kind of gaining that confidence of like speaking, and just being out there and more confident in myself, I've gone down this audio path that like I never thought I would go down. And I got my first mixer last semester, and I was the audio person. I was having to like do the voice acting and like, get all the audio put together with this mixer and stuff. And I had no idea what I'm doing, like I was doing, but it helped me learn about audio. And now after, graduation, I would really like to get into like podcasting and, learning about other cultures and feminist theory and, maybe even becoming a voice actor and, being the voice of my favorite anime characters or cartoon characters, and just like bringing those type of characters to life. Because even though I don't want to be like the face of the show, which is, bizarre because I do streaming. So I'm the face of my stream, but I want to voice those characters and bring them to life. And, Disney is like, holds so much in my heart, and I would love to eventually maybe work for them. Star Wars, I'm a true Star Wars fan, so just bringing these amazing stories to life, and these this critical media, all the media, and just sharing these stories that I've always loved, and maybe even creating stories for new generations.
And that sounds exciting. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in your future. You have all these different things you have planned out. Just
I do.
just have one request. Don't forget about us when you become famous.
Oh,
That's
absolutely not. ATEC was, they've taught me so much, and there's so many people at ATEC that just like I'll never forget.
Oh, yes.
Never
and
forget.
mhm. And I enjoyed this interview with you. There are a lot of great things that you said, and I think that the things that people are looking at in this interview think they can take notes on it and apply it for what they're trying to do in ATEC or just in life in general.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.